Don't worry about major or minor. You won't be able to differentiate them anyways. Spine, medial border, scapula, connect them. So there's small little muscles. If I ever squeeze the shoulder blades together, there's rhomboids. Okay, and again, anytime you want the muscle to pop out, just have them contract it. All right. You don't have to know the action, but it does help. So there are your rhomboids, major and minor. Levator scapulae, real easy. Superior angle, cervical spine, little muscle that runs right there. Now trapezius is over the top of it, so there's levator scapula running right there. So two really nice, easy, quick posterior musculature. I'm going to skip serratus anterior. I'm going to come back to this. We're going to go to pectoralis major right now. So I'll actually have to flip over around. Again, for females, just got to be respectful, understand. Working at the sternal body right here, and it's going to come straight across over the axilla and insert into the humerus. Pectoralis major does not touch the scapula. All right, so it starts right about here, comes across right over into humerus. That's pectoralis major. Pectoralis minor, coracoid process. So again, clavicle, acromion. There's my coracoid. Comes down at an angle, but the breast tissue basically covers the whole thing. So we're going to hover palpate this. So there's coracoid, and we're going to hover palpate it because, well, yeah. So just on the exam, just make sure you do that, especially with the females. Biceps brachii. Two heads of the biceps brachii. Coracoid and the superior rim of the glenoid. To find that, acromion, greater tubercle, so that little spot right in between them, you'll feel a little lip. That's the superior limb of the glenoid. There's our coracoid. It comes down, forms the big muscle belly, and it inserts past the elbow. So look for the relax your elbow. Look for the elbow creases, just like we did at the knee. It's going to pass the cubital fossa. So look for the elbow creases because the biceps brachii starts up here, comes down, and crosses the elbow. It's a two-joint muscle, kind of like our hamstrings are a two-joint muscle. Triceps brachii, same idea. Find your humerus, come down, and it inserts into the big, well, you can't even see that. Boop, there it is. Inserts down here into what we call the olecranon process of the elbow. So from here, comes down. Kind of like with the adductors, we didn't care, they had this sort of broad origin. The only origin we really care about that we need to find is that infraglenoid tubercle for the long head. So long head comes down, molds with the other two heads, there they are, and they form the triceps brachii. And the final one, we're going to have a flip back around. Probably should have done this a little bit better, but that's the order of the textbook. And that's coracobrachialis. Anytime you see brachialis, think upper arm. So biceps brachii, coracobrachialis, brachial artery, upper arm. So coracobrachialis, you said it, you palpated it. Coracoid process to the brachium. So right about here, there's a coracoid. So it's a little muscle basically running right about there. Biceps brachii is more here. Coracobrachialis is basically right there. So those are our main muscles. Now the last one is serratus anterior. This is the weird one. I'm going to ask Danny to sort of sit like this. You can only palpate it right here on the medial border of the scapula. So find the medial border of the scapula. It's going to dive underneath and insert right here into the ribs, that saw formation in the ribs. So in the exam, if you come here, underneath, into the medial border, that'll work just fine. Remember, you got subscapularis there also. So it's an odd palpation, but medial border comes down and inserts right here in the ribs in a sort of serrated area. All right, so that should be basically the main bony structures, muscles, etc. I want to thank Danny for being a model, coming in on a Monday to do this. We're going to be talking more about the insertions when you come to the elbow, and we'll try to do another one of these videos for elbow, and definitely one for the hand and forearm, because that's a little confusing. A little confusing. So we'll see you on Wednesday or Friday, and we'll talk to you then.